Pleasant morning to you wherever you are joining us from. Welcome to the morning show. Good Morning Africa, live here on Pan-African Television. It is a Monday, a holiday for that matter. Not the day itself, not 23rd September, but of course Saturday, 21st September was a holiday, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, and the fact that it happened on the weekend meant that we had to carry it to the next working day. So today, Ghanaians across the country, if you are in the public sector, then it means that you're not going to work. But if you work for a private entity and it is the media, like I do, you still would have to be present. Whether it's a holiday or not, people would have to tune into their various television stations, their favorite television stations, and see people, human beings on the screen. So I'm here this day on a Monday morning, despite the fact that it's a holiday, to bring to you the newspaper review segment of Good Morning Africa. A reminder that, as usual, we are live from our studios here number 48, Monica Street in Abelempe. Also in 46 other African countries, you can find us via satellite. In some parts of Europe and, of course, South America, we are as well present on the internet. You can join us at facebook.com/Pan-African Television, also youtube.com/Pan-African Television. Your thoughts, your views, your opinions matter to this show, and so do well to send me your messages. Join the conversation. The WhatsApp line has been displayed on your screen: 0559-919-802, 0559-919-802. Make sure you leave me your message. Also, we'll be streaming on Facebook in a tad. Make sure you leave your messages there on Facebook. I'll read them in the course of the show. Right, this morning I've been joined by Dr. Samia. He is a medical practitioner, but also has a knack for politics. He's a member of the National Democratic Congress and very, very active in the party as well. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, my senior brother.
I trust you're fine.
By God's grace, we are
senior
managing.
Brother, you don't even know my age. you're putting senior brother.
We can't complain except that today, wherever you pass, the people of Ghana are struggling. They are complaining. They are wailing. And on a daily basis, they are barraged with economic difficulties, largely imposed by this ruling MPP regime that has completely wiped out the fortunes of the people of Ghana. And so on a daily basis, I have people coming to me, calling me, sending me messages about little support that ordinarily you won't expect
from them.
They are only doing that because I am possibly, including yourself, their last resort. Because at the end of the day, I'm the only person they can speak to. So the point is that we need change. When people find themselves in situations like this, all one can expect is that there should be a change in the leadership. There should be a change in how this country is run. There should be a change in the paradigm. Ghana has gone back. We have moved more than 10 steps backward in the last 8 years. And it's a fact that any Ghanaian watching me this morning knows that the present regime under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is not a regime that the people of Ghana can sustain. It is an unsustainable regime. It is a regime that must be thrown out at the earliest opportunity. So this morning, if you know as well, I believe that larger section of the society are not doing well. And for that matter, the regime must change.
Right. Mr. Osu, good morning.
Good morning.
I trust you're fine.
By His grace.
And congratulations. I think it was on Friday that the running mate to Honorable Alan Chairman thing was officially revealed to the Ghanaian people. And that went so well.
We are poised to make history in this country. We are the only ticket in election 2024 that can lay claim to the fact that we want to deal with the issues of the youth, apart from our comprehensive policies as contained in the Great Transformational Plan that are targeted towards dealing with youth unemployment. We have also selected a youthful person to partner Mr. Alan Kyerematen. Mind you, Mr. Alan Kyerematen is only a transitional leader. By the way, he greets all of you and greets your cherry viewers, particularly those in the 5 northern regions and also in the OTM voter regions. So Mr. Alan Kyerematen, as far back as last year, made it clear that he was going to select a youthful person to partner him. As usual with politicians, now we have politicians. People thought he was just saying one of those things that are very known to politicians. But he lived up to expectation. He has actualized that promise and made Kwame Osu Esquire the running mate, a choice that the people of this country have so much embraced. And I believe that this is a ticket that would usher in that transformation. Mind you, change is not what the country needs. Any change that will not bring transformation is a bogus change. That change must bring transformation. We have been changing from NDC, MPP, NDC, and that is where we are. Unemployment at 14.74. Today we are having to grapple with a common issue of galamsey, the extraction of the environment. Galamsey is an illegality, and we are grappling with it. We are grappling with the high incidence of poverty. Ashanti region, close to 1 million people have been pushed into the poverty threshold. Go to the northern region, almost 900,000 people have been pushed into the threshold. All the parts of this country, everyone is crying. We are having to, we face the risk of experiencing hunger, food shortage, when we have arable lands that can, as it were, propel us into food security. So clearly, it's not about the change, it's about the individuals that we elect to lead us. And that is why this morning the good people of this country would agree with me that Alan Kyerematen stands tall. And we dare not make that fundamental mistake to go back and cry for another 4 years. It is about the individual. It is individual face that is on the ballot. It is that individual that takes decision at cabinet levels. It's not the entire political party that goes to cabinet to take decision. Everything the box talks will do the president. And so if you go and elect a hollow president, you have hollow issues.
Right. Well, that's so much for an introduction. But the NDC and the Movement for Change have both done justice to speaking about the issues that confront us every day as a people. Let me run you through the topics that we have tabled for this morning's discussion. Africans remember Nkrumah on the occasion of his 115th birthday. Baumia picks 1, NDC 8, Afrafanto 13 in EC's balloting. NDC to meet CSO's media over voters register. These are the topics that we have tabled for this morning's discussion. I'm expecting a third guest, a member of the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Frankie Japon. I'm hoping that he joins us pretty shortly. But we are starting with the conversation regardless. Our very first topic has got to do with the reason why today is a holiday, except that some of us would beg to differ as to what the true nomenclature of the day should be. Should it be Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, as this government has changed it into? I think in a few years ago, it was the Founders Day, founder apostrophe S. But we all know that this government has changed things. The Founders Day is now the 4th of August, Founders S apostrophe. And the 21st September, which is Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, is now Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. Here at Pan-African Television, our position is clear. We have always believed and we have always stuck to the fact that 21st September is the is Founders Day and not Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, as this government would put it. But we are very amenable to divergent opinions, and so if you think differently as to what we believe or stand for, that 21st September is the Founders Day, Founders apostrophe S, and as we see Kwame Nkrumah as the sole founder of of this nation. If you're opposed to that, we do not have any problem with that at all. Send me your messages. Let me know what you think. I'll also be taking the views of my panelists here on the significance of this day. But of course, we do know that Kwame Nkrumah has been pivotal, especially to the African continent. People will even say that he loved Africa more than he loved his country, Ghana. Is that true? Is that the case? But the argument about who founded this nation, whether it was a group of people or we can credit that to one person, it will still go on. But we still cannot lose sight of the fact that this is a man who has contributed so much to this country and the African continent at large. I'm starting with you, Mr. Usu. Especially, I want to find out from you what this day means to you. Is it Kwame Nkrumah Memorial's Day, or for you, it is the Founders' Day?
I mean, it's a Founders' Day, mind you. There are so many people in an organization, but always you have a chief executive who takes decision. It doesn't mean that it's only the chief executive that runs everything. He has departments under him that organizes the whole organization, yet he takes the glory. So for me, there shouldn't be any, as it were, confusion with Founders' Day and Memorial Day. If you are saying that there were big six, are you telling me that apart from the big six, there were no, we didn't have others that supported the big six? If we can have the big six, that means we can have the big one. Yeah. You get my point? And so clearly it's about the UP and then the CPP politics that is eating too much into our traditional settings or historical settings. Today, undoubtedly is Kwame Nkrumah's Day. It's a Founders Day. He founded the country. Because even on the principle of independence, whereas the UGCC were thinking of self-government within the shortest possible time, mind you, there is no definite definition of
what shortest
possible time is.
Yes.
He said now, and he delivered. And at the polo grounds, those that believed in independence within the shortest, now were those that were on the podium. Did you see any of the so-called big six that were on the podium declaring independence? By the way, the identification of the so-called big six was, what do you call it, an intelligence failure. The inability of the Brits or the British government to identify that these so-called big six had nothing to do with the 1948 revolt is what propelled them into fame. Because that revolt was orchestrated by Kwame Nkrumah together with Niboni.
Yeah.
You understand? When they declared a boycott of European goods. But because there was no intelligent gathering, the government of the day thought that, oh, this had been, might have been orchestrated by the UGCC leadership. That was why they went in to arrest this, the leadership of the UGCC, who became the Big Six. In the final analysis, did they know the so-called Nkrumah? Did they not tell the government that, oh, look, we had nothing to do with the riot, for which reason they were left off the hook for Kwame Nkrumah to still be in prison? So for me, it's so clear that today is the Founders Day, and I have no qualms with it. As a matter of fact, we as a country, Ghana, should have taken advantage of this day to cash in on it. Throughout the world, any major museum that you visit, the only African that you are likely to see his name present is Kwame Nkrumah. So if you have such a huge personality, why are you not making money out of it? By we double in trivialities in this country. Not serious. You get my point. Who knows J.B. Dankwa outside the shores of this country? I have visited a number of museums around the world. I have never heard anybody make the mistake to even mention J.B. Dankwa. So why waste our years in this country with J.B. Dankwa, Agweja, and those things? What is this? We have to be serious. So 115 years of Kwame Nkrumah's birth, I believe that as a country we must revisit the sort of things that he stood for. One is unity. He tried to bring different people from different backgrounds together. Remember the boarding school system that we had. Well, until recently, I didn't know the difference between this Ghanaian or that Ghanaian because of the boarding school system. And you know, when you are that young, you don't dabble in some of these things. And it was Kwame Nkrumah's initiative that all of us will unite and build a stronger nation. He tried not to discriminate between this religion and that religion. And that reminds me of a very serious and dangerous video that I've seen circulating, making rounds from Sheikh Nkrumah, Sheikh Ishaq Nkrumah, who was a former secretary of the Islamic Secretariat, that the people of this country must vote for Dr. Bawumia, not because he's competent, not because he can lead the people of this country, but according to the Sheikh. And mind you, in Arabic, the word Sheikh or the title Sheikh means an old wise man, an old wise man. So in effect, Ishaq Nkrumah is supposed to be an old wise man. In the wisdom of the old wise man Ishaq Nkrumah, the people of this country must do away with competence, but rather vote for Dr. Bawumia because he's a Muslim. That is the wisdom of the old wise man Sheikh Nkrumah. When in fact he knows, and he knows that in this country, if you are going to do religious politics, if you are going to vote based on religious lines, he knows that 71% of the population are Christians and 20% are Muslims. So does it represent a wise saying or someone that is supposed to be wise in his dealings? So this person cannot represent the aspirations and views of Kwame Nkrumah. Mind you, if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia does not believe or did not believe in this statement, he would have issued a statement to say that what Sheikh Nkrumah said represents his own opinion. But the point is that because he believes that this country must be segregated between Muslims and Christians, Muslims must vote for Mahmoud Bawumia, and Christians, by extension of his logic, must vote for Alan, because Alan is also a Christian. Are you with me? That is the logic of Sheikh Nkrumah, and I don't think it represents the aspirations of Kwame. Kwame Nkrumah believed that we needed to do or develop our agricultural and industrial sector. Look, as far back as 1963, 1964, having presented the 7-year development plan to Parliament on the 16th of March 1964, which got approved, he wanted to develop this country into a modern agricultural and industrial economy. He wanted to use science and technology. If we are remembering Kwame Nkrumah and want to remember him well, we must look at all the candidates that are contesting in this election, who is trying to push the agenda of the 7-year development plan. For me, that is the greatest memories or the greatest celebration that we can offer to Kwame Nkrumah. Of all the candidates that are contesting in election 2024, I'm very happy you have the great transformational plan here. Take your time and go and read Kwame Nkrumah's 7-year development plan. Dr. Nkrumah was talking about using science and technology to develop agriculture and our industrial base. In fact, the only difference between Kwame Nkrumah's 7-year development plan and our great transformation plan is who was leading it. Kwame Nkrumah wanted the government to lead such projects, whereas Alan believes that the private sector must lead the development agenda of the country. What is Alan saying? Alan is pushing under the great transformational plan, in fact, under the macroeconomic stability, he's pushing for what we call a new agricultural revolution. That we must use science and technology. We must not depend on rate-fed agriculture like this government is doing. For which reason, the Minister of Agriculture can look straight into the people of this country's faces and say that because it did not rain in the 5 northern regions and parts of Oti and Volta region, this country risks facing hunger. In the 21st century, how do you rely on rate-fed agriculture? It tells you these people are living in medieval ages. They are in the Stone Age. They have no business whatsoever being leading this country. Alan says, no, given the opportunity to lead this country, I am going to invest heavily in agriculture. by deploying more agronomists into the sector, using modern equipment or machinery into the sector, developing modern seedlings, so that we can maximize our agriculture to feed the West Africa and, for that matter, the Africa market. Remember, we have brought it on board after. How well are we taking advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area? And mind you, this Africa Continental Free Trade Area was also given to us by Allah. The more we produce, the more we can feed the West African market, and the African market for that matter, which is about 1.2 billion human beings. If you are feeding 1.2 billion human beings, are you not going to generate enough? And by generating enough forex, are you not solving the problem with your depreciation? That is how Alan intends to solve that problem. Again, Alan agrees with Kwame Nkrumah that until we develop our industrial base, this country is not going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. And so what is Alan saying? Alan, under the Great Transformational Plan, which is the Yellow Book, very beautiful. I'll get all of you copies. On page 24, he talks about strategic anchor industries. And here is Alan talking. Accelerate the implementation of 10 strategic anchor industries as new growth poles to diversify the Ghanaian economy by undertaking the following activities. Why is Alan saying that, my brother? As a country for almost 100 years, we have been depending on cocoa and gold for our survival. Are we okay? As if our land is only suitable for cocoa and gold. Look at what gold is doing to our environment. Total destruction. It has destroyed all our water bodies. Now our very existence is being threatened. So Alan says, no. After 100 years, we need to diversify our economy into other areas. There are very viable areas such as vehicle assembly and component manufacturing. You know, we import a lot of vehicles into this country. We import a lot of fish components, parts. In fact, that market alone is about 2.52 trillion around the globe. So if we are, as a country, we are not even doing enough, and we are getting 10 billion out of this 2.52 trillion, is it not times 5 of what you are getting annually from cocoa that you have depended on it for almost a century? And not to just make it a beer talk. When he was the Minister for Trade and Industry, he developed what we call the Automotive Development Plan or policy. And out of that policy has brought into this country the 5 leading automobile companies, i.e. Toyota, Volkswagen, Nissan, Kia, Peugeot, and so on and so forth. They are now assembling here. That is not the strategy. The medium-term strategy is to be producing the components itself here so that it can get a lot of our people into employment. Now we talk about the garments and textile industry. That's about 1.5 trillion economy. Go to Vietnam. That is what is sustaining them. If we are even going to get to 10 billion out of this 1.5 trillion global economy, it will deal with the problems of our unemployment. If you go to Tamale, you go to Kumbungu, you go to Yendi and this environment, one of the things that they do well is the growing of cotton. The youth have decided to be coming down south because our textile industry is almost collapsed. GTP is almost down. Japan textile is almost down. Akosombo is almost down. It is because we are not developing that industry very well. Alan says when it comes, my people in Tamale, my people in Kumbungu, my people in Sanarigu, my people in Yendi, my people in Nantom, and all the northern regions, he says cotton will be developed comprehensively for all the youth that have finished school, like Noah in Upper East, like Sadi in Tamale, like Toyib, and all the people like Prince, Tapariga, and all those in Tamale and these environs, that because of the incompetence of this administration, they have not gotten jobs. They will get Papa J in Tempani and his people will begin to work assiduously. Now he talks about pharmaceuticals. Is it not interesting that as a country, while we were growing, did you not see the herbal people doing their own stuff? We have been treating our past, our cocoa and everything with our local herbs. But as we speak, we import 70% of our medical needs. Alan says, no way. We are going to develop our pharmaceutical industry to a world-class industry. And now he is going to insist that herbal medicine, and those of you that are into herbal medicine, your government is coming. Herbal medicine will be given a priority. It will be added to the national health insurance. It will be part of the prescription. We will not foreignize our country.
Right.
And so on and so. I know your time is over. So to be able to celebrate Kwame Nkrumah, you must not just celebrate him by mentioning his name. No, you must implement the policies that he stood for. And the only candidate in election 2024 who has shown it by giving you a plan. Mind you, this is not a manifesto. Manifesto is a set of promises. This is a plan telling you how we are going to achieve it. It's Alan John Kojo. And vote for him come December 2024. He's number 13. Item 13 is assured. And
right.
You'll be free.
So item 13 is assured.
But you know the importance of item 13. Eh? Item 13.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Owusu, for that. I see lots of you are watching on YouTube. I think we have a little bit of a challenge with our Facebook. I'm hoping that it is rectified shortly. But I'm already receiving several messages. I'll attend to some of them after I've given Dr. Samiaye the opportunity to also share his views on this topic.
Thank you very much. Good morning to the NDC base. Good morning to the people of Ghana. Good morning to the chosen one, number 8. Choose number 8 to break the 8. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jenopoku Agyeman. There is no doubt that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the founder of Ghana. In fact, I can list for you a litany of evidence to suggest that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the founder and will always be the founder for the country Ghana. In fact, I listened to our own father, our daddy, senior journalist, Uncle Kwesi Pratt, on countless occasions. I have actually been to his forums and lectures to listen to him about his account of what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did for Ghana. In fact, senior Kwesi Pratt said that Kwame Nkrumah was the first person the people of Ghana voted for to lead the country Ghana. In fact, at that time, there were about 34 constituencies at the time. Kwame Nkrumah won 32 out of the 34. Was it not Dr. Kwame Nkrumah that organized the referendum that brought Transvoter Togoland and the other territories to be part of Ghana? Where was J.B. Dankwa? On the eve of Ghana's independence, on the 6th of March 1957, K.A. Buzia wrote a letter to the British to tell them that Ghana is not ready for independence, that we should wait small and enjoy or be under the leadership of the British for some time. In fact, the name J.B. Dankwa proposed for Ghana was Akan State or Akan Land. How are they the founders of Ghana? Where was J.B. Dankwa on the 6th of March 1957? Where was he? When Kwame Nkrumah was talking about self-governance now, where was J.B. Dankwa in the UGCC? They said self-governance within the shortest possible time. When Kwame Nkrumah was talking about self-governance now, look, as a young person, I believe in the principles and the vision of Kwame Nkrumah. He represents the true identity of the African. He represents the vision of Africa. He represented the future of Africa. And his works, projects, and achievements is clear and plain for all to see. There is not a single constituency in Ghana that you won't see the works of Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah was the symbol of hope for Africa. And so, there is no doubt. You see, it is a clandestine, a desperate attempt by the present regime to water down the efforts and the name of Kwame Nkrumah. to project some individuals who knew next to nothing about how Ghana gained independence. I listened to Uncle Kwesi Pratt when I was coming. In fact, he said President Kufuor himself told him that his family members had to whisk him away. Because in 1966, President Kufuor was part of CPP. The party that gained independence for Ghana, he was part. But because his family relations had tied their apron strings to the British government, because of his family connection, he was whisked away and protected from going to jail by the British government. You understand the point I'm making? And so Kwame Nkrumah did exemplary work. In fact, President Kufuor says that J.J. Rawlings, the founder of the NDC, was the founder of the Fourth Republic. Was J.J. Rawlings the only one that made sure that happened? He had allies, he had supporters, but it was his vision that birthed the 1992 Constitution, which is the Fourth Republic. But President Kufuor, in one breath, believes that Rawlings is the founder of 1992, but does not believe that Nkrumah is the founder of Ghana. Such a bizarre situation. And so it does not make any sense. In fact, as I sit here, I believe in the vision of Kwame Nkrumah in terms of industrialization. And that is why I am happy with John Mohammed's 24-hour economy. Because it is a deliberate government intervention to support businesses, to support industries, to produce more, number one, to increase employment, number two, to change Ghana from an import-substituted, export-led economy. That is why I believe in the policy. That is why senior professors like Professor Jampo, the AGI, the TUC, and a litany, an avalanche of labor unions have said that this John Mahama policy is a game changer, because it is the single policy to completely revolutionize job creation in Ghana. The policy to provide decent jobs, the policy to afford Ghanaian youth the opportunity to eke out a decent living. And we have listed all the industry that will benefit from the 24-hour economy. We have mentioned the pharmaceutical industry. President Mahama started by giving money to this company. Today, Dan Adams, NS Chemist, Tobinco, all of them benefited from the support that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama gave them before we left power in 2016. Today, there are lots of anti-malaria medications all around, scattered around this country. There's not a single pharmacy that you go that you can get anti-malarials to buy. All of them were produced in Ghana because of the support His Excellency John Dramani Mahama gave. And my senior brother, Solomon, rightfully said today, by a CDD report, all the pharmaceutical value chain, 80% is imported. The remaining 20%, the raw material for that remaining 20% produced in Ghana, 80% of that raw materials is imported. And so there is a huge demand that is already existent to allow for the successful rollout of the 24-hour economy policy. We have mentioned the extractive industry, we have mentioned the mining industry, the hospitality industry, name it. President Mahama has said that one of the difficulties of industries in Ghana is the issue of high production cost in terms of electricity tariffs. John Mahama is mitigating that by bringing in specialized electricity meter. We call it time of use electricity meter. A specialized meter that recalibrates depending on the time of the day you use that meter per kilowatt hour. You'll be charged differently. For example, for a businessman, you pay 100 cedis per hour of power. But you know, we live in a country where after about 9 or 10 p.m., a chunk of the power we produce is underutilized. It's not used. It goes waste. That is the off-peak hours. President Mahama is planning under the 24-hour economy to use that power that will go waste and afford companies to use that power at a cheaper rate. For example, if we're a company that uses 100 cedis per hour power, if you roll onto the 24-hour economy policy, after 10 p.m., you will pay around 10 cedis per hour instead of 100 cedis per hour. This is an ingenious method to allow industries and companies to produce more because they work for more hours. For companies that close at 5 p.m., will now have the opportunity to continue working from that 5 p.m. to the next morning at a cheaper cost. As I sit here, as the spokesperson for NDC's youth development, I know 60 companies in Ghana that has written letters to President Mahama to be rolled onto the 24-hour economy policy. 60 companies who are praying that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wins the election so that they can benefit from this policy. President Mahama funded the Exim Bank. He says that he will use proceeds from the Exim Bank to support companies. This is a man who set up the bank, funded the bank. So if he tells you that you use the proceeds from that bank to support industries, you will not doubt it. In an environment of a 24-hour economy system, there must be increased security. The NDC has done a human resource analysis gap of the Ghana Police Service, and we know that we are in a deficit of 25,000 men under a 24-hour economy policy where there will be increased demand for security. More young people will be employed into the Ghana Police Service to increase the security. We will improve the lightning system in this country. We will redeploy the levy we pay for street lights to improve lightning in an environment of a 24-hour economic system. In an environment of a 24-hour economic system, there will be improved transport system. More buses will come. President Mahama brought the Ayalolo buses when COVID struck and Ghana was in dire straits, that we needed an efficient transport system to bus our nurses and doctors to hospital. It was the Ayalolo buses that we used. Under a 24-hour economic system, more Ayalolo buses will come on board. More drivers will be employed. More conductors will be employed. More loaning boys will be employed. More ticket workers will be employed. And so when you hear that the TUC, the AGI, seasoned labor experts say that this 24-hour economy is the game changer, this is the reason. For a company that works for 8 hours, produces 24, maybe 200 bags, now will be encouraged to work for 24 hours, will now produce 600 bags, and will be able to employ more. The NDC is estimating that 1 million young people will be employed through the 24-hour economic system. It is a policy to expand Ghana's industrialization, to expand businesses in Ghana. And this inspiration stems from the stellar works Kwame Nkrumah did for Ghana. Today, Akosombo, which was a brainchild of Kwame Nkrumah, is supporting Ghana with power. See the universities all around this country, Winneba, KNUST, UCC, all these universities were children of Kwame Nkrumah. The number of secondary schools, Ghana secondary school, there's not a single sector in Ghana that did not benefit from the leadership of Kwame Nkrumah. So today, I celebrate him, we respect him, we pray that the good Lord will continue to protect his soul, so that at the end of the day, the people of Ghana will be happy that for once in our lifetime as a country, we had a certain founder who laid solid foundation for the people of Ghana, who created paths and pathways for Ghana to accelerate beyond height. Unfortunately, the growth of Ghana has been truncated under this MPP regime. We have been sent back to a point where today the country cannot pay its debt under the leadership of Akufo-Addo and a vice president who instructed the whole country as if nobody had degree in economy in Ghana. but has plunged this country into the worst economic nightmare ever in the history of Ghana. I salute Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and we respect him forever, remain loyal to his vision and integrity.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Sami Aye, the NDC's spokesperson on youth development. As far as their manifesto, resetting Ghana, jobs, accountability and prosperity for all is concerned. I've been joined by Frankie Japong of the New Patriotic Party. For the very first time, he graces our show. Good morning, Africa. Mr. Japong, good morning.
Morning.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally, we get to have you.
Yes.
Yes. It's a pleasure to have you here with us this morning. We've been talking about Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He is the reason for which today is a public holiday. Before a few years ago, 21st September was Founders Day, but now it's been changed by this administration to be Kwame Nkrumah's Memorial Day, and Founders Day changed to 4th August. We've had a few other holidays. For instance, 7th January is now Constitution Day. 1st July 1960, which was our Republic Day, is no longer celebrated. A lot of issues have gone on, and people have vehemently disagreed with some positions or some decisions taken, especially by this government, as far as these historic days in Ghana's political history, are concerned. But your general thoughts on this day, 21st September?
Okay, I want to greet our noble listeners and also the panelists around me, my senior brother and his colleague. In fact, when I was coming, I was listening to what he was saying, and I also want to say Dr. Kwame Nkrumah have done well. I am not coming to dispute that in terms of economic growth, but also at the same time, at the time of Kwame Nkrumah, how was our population in Ghana here? Okay, right. So Nkrumah have done well, he has paid his quota, and no one can dispute that. Again, after Nkrumah left, there has been so many governments who has come and gone. I wanted to ask my junior brother, within the 27 years of the PNDC and the NDC, can they vertically tell the people of this country that this is what we have done? These are policies that we have put in place after Nkrumah. There was an interview with somewhere in Nkrumah on, I think, one of the radio stations, Bolare Radio, and he vertically said, I am very impressed with Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo policies. Some years back, my brother knows, and he can tell everyone here that free SHS was only for the northerners. And that time, the grades go and check the number of population in northern region. Today, about 16 regions in the country. Every single children has benefited under this regime, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I am not disputing what he said about Nkrumah. Nkrumah has paid his quota. What about the NDC? Can the NDC tell us what they have done, policies that they have bring on board? He was talking about AGI and other companies. Today, let me tell you, those people were suffering under the NDC leadership about doing so. Companies were collapsing. My senior brother, let me tell you, we cannot just sit here, fold our arm, and say that everything was well under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama, the former president. Today, the ECG can boldly tell us the number of monies that Ghanaians were owing them under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo when he came. Napo was the energy minister. They were able to pay the ECGs some monies that they were owing them. Now, today, we have light 24 hours. 24 hours. Every day there's light. Some time ago, like when those co-stores people, they were crying. Many of, even our young girls who sell pure water on the roadside. They were crying because they don't get light. And today, my junior brother have come and tell the public that, oh, the NDC have done well. NDC manifesto is saying that they have 24-hour economy. Within every sector, if there is no electricity, how can you be able to do 24-hour economy? And I want to tell him, it's not feasible. We need to build a country, a Ghana that we want before these economic challenges we can able to overcome it. Again, I want to add this. We are all young guys, and some years ago there are certain things that we have gone through, and because we're being taught or whatever, our leaders were not telling us the truth. When they had opportunity, we always want to deceive the public. About 8 years ago, about 16 to 20 years ago, where was my junior brother? Under President Kufuor, my junior brother, we went to HEPIC, right? Mm-hmm. When President Kufuor came, we went to HEPIC. He was able to give free SHS, maternity care, and I know at that time he would be like, let's say about a baby or something. Through President Kufuor, we had what they call free maternity care. Every mother will go to hospital, give birth through National Health Insurance. Today, those young ones are benefiting from free senior high. That's the policy of MPP, right? With this country, if my junior brother can singly tells me that this is what the NDC has bring on board in terms of policies, he cannot. But today the NDC, the leader of the NDC is telling every Ghanaian that, oh, we should give him the opportunity to come and do what he called 24-hour economy. On which light? For us to come and build the doomsday that you left. You were not even able to pay nurses and teachers allowances. Under this regime, we can both practically tells you the number of nurses that have been employed, the number of teachers that have been employed. We have able to enroll about 5.7 million students under free SHS. Look, and you are telling me today, Ghanaians should give you the rights, whereby your leader told us, if he have $2 million, he will not use that $2 million in education. Host, I want to ask you today, if not because of education, where will you have been? I'm asking you. And my junior brother, if not because of education, there has been a number of people or leaders in the NPP, the NDC, because of the background of education. Today, he sits here comfortably saying things that are not right to President Nkrumah. If a former president Nkrumah's daughter can says that, oh yes, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo have done well, then I am pleading with him that he should go and tell his leader that, hey, Mr. President, these days we cannot do what we want to do, because even the former president daughter is telling every Ghanaian that yes, Nana Addo Dankwa have done well. Look, let me tell you, before Nana Addo came to power, you know the ambulances that this country was having. He bought 267 ambulances to this country. Ask him, when then President Mills, the former President Mahama was in power, they gave forcing money to purchase ambulance. What result do we get? Today, under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, every district has an ambulance. Today, under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, no patient has complained of giving birth and sometimes the parent or the both would die. No one. It has become thing of the past. because of this ambulance. Because before you hear that, oh, someone is at Seshi, they need to convey that person to maybe Asarienso, and there's no ambulance or a car. So they have to treat the person either a motor or something. Today, under Nana Danko Ekufari, all the district has ambulances. Now, Agenda 111, I can tell him, even if he mentions his village to me or his hometown, I can tell him, there's an Agenda 111 there. Under his government, can he tell me the number of hospitals his government was able to build? All what he can tell me is what you call Legon Hospital and Rich. Under this government, you yourself, the host, can testify. If a government send a policies that, oh, this year, about 2 to 3 years ago, I want to build these hospitals within these 3 years before I leave power. And look, these hospitals has been built, some are complete, some are in the shape of completion. And you are sitting here telling me that the Ghana, the youth of this country, Ghanaians should give you the no for NDC to come and lead this country again. I wish he knows what the NDC want to bring on board, as he says on his green book. You know, President Mahama said on his green book, most of the Eastern Corridor roads have been done. You should go and check. Under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, there are roads that were done under Eastern Corridor Road. Today, there has been a numerous road infrastructures or road that the MPP is contracting. Every region, when it goes to Takoradi, when you come to Accra, when you goes to Asante region, when you goes to Kofodia, and even including Volta region, which is their major seat. So I want to plead with him. Today, the people of the voter are saying, yes, Anando, we thank you because of free SHL. Let me say this. When I went to Karachi 2 weeks ago, a woman that was giving birth to 9, it said, under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, his 2 children has benefited from free senior high. Through that, one has been able to secure his way in immigration service, and he's being paid 3,500. And he said, my brother, because of that, he said, because of that, every month, this child sent me 500 Ghana cedis, and he's most grateful. I want to ask him, what did they do to the people of Rotarians when they were in power?
Right. Thank you very much. So much deviation, especially from the question I asked about to Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But I understand the usual banter between the MPP and NDC would always go on. But let me also say that maternal mortality has not been entirely eliminated. I would say that it's on the low right now, but I mean, there's still so much to do in order to entirely eliminate maternal mortality. Also, I want to find out from you, how many of the Agenda 111 hospitals are completed? If you look at the time frame that this administration gave us, that they would complete it by this time, it's just a few months more. We have about 74 days to the elections, and the president has about 100 days more to leave office, if my calculation is spot on. What assurances are there that he'll be able to complete these 111 hospitals before he leaves power?
Okay. My brother, if the project is on its course, I believe even after December, I can assure you, we'll complete this project, because surely Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as our president, before he leaves power, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to break the 8. And with the Agenda 111, for now, I can tell you, we have done 101 district hospitals, which is almost about, the list is almost about 60% complete.
I
Yes.
see.
Yes. The list.
I see.
Yes. And for me, what I have here, the figures I have here, that has been complete, is 36 hospitals that has been complete, and some are yet to be commissioned. Let me say this: when it goes to Western region, okay, the one at Western region is being complete, and also is almost to be commissioned. One at Esujaman is at stage of completion, and I believe by December the government is going to commission that. So for sure, when you go to just Nkrumah here, there's one at Nkrumah. Do you know that Agenda 1 is just at Nkrumah here? Yes. The state of it is almost.
Right. Right. Thank you very much. I'll read a few messages. Then I'm sure Mr. Usu and then Dr. Samia have a lot to respond to, which they will do when I give them the opportunity to talk about the second topic. Good morning, Bless, and good morning to your panelists, especially Mr. Usu. Bless, if your father did not leave a legacy, you can't use deception and power you have acquired through the people to make him founder. After all, we know well that your generation is okay. Your father borrowed, but nothing else to show. Likewise yourself, the rabbit will not be running whilst the child limps. Dr. Francis Kwame Nkrumah remains the sole founder of Ghana. If you did not agree, you can go and bend the sea from the silent rock inside Binduri. Thank you for your message. Good morning, Bless, and your panelists. Ghana is actually known for thievery. How can you on earth increase professional development allowance for teachers and at the back of it deduct 200 Ghana cedi for practically no reason? We are starving teachers to death gradually in this country. The Don Camille from Jirapa. Good morning to the people of Jirapa in the Upper West region of Ghana. Many thanks for always tuning in. And good morning to your Member of Parliament, Honorable Dapila, Seidu Dapila. Right, good morning, Bless. Happy Founders Day. It's sad for us as a country to be at where we are today, a stage where the great Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has moved this country beyond, and over 60 years the affairs of the country has even worsened. It's very sad. Abdul Hakim inside WAP. Thank you, Abdul Hakim, for your message. Let me proceed to this one, which says that good morning, Bless. Okay. Okay, all right. This one, okay. Right. Good morning. I think NPP don't know what they have to do now because they can't win the elections again. They only follow the EC to steal for them. God save Ghana. Suli from Cheshuga. Thank you, Suli, for your message. This one here says, good morning, Bless. Today, all your guests have deviated from the question and are talking about their respective political parties and what they have done and what they haven't done. All right. I think I do agree with you. Thank you for your message, by the way. This one here says that, good morning. What Mr. Frankie Japon is saying, he knows it is not true. He's afraid his party will sack him, so he must defend the indefensible. Okay, thank you for your message. Good morning, Bless. Okay, all right. Okay. I'll read this final one, which says that, good morning, Bless. The 8th that the MPP has been pursuing to break for the past 4 years has finally sought refuge in the safe hands of JDM and is now sheltering under the shade of the umbrella by Abdul Razak Tamale. If there would be a founder of Africa, that founder would indeed be Nkrumah. This is seen in his struggle to unify Africa in his speeches. For instance, when Ghana attained her independence, Nkrumah said that the independence of Ghana was meaningless unless it is linked with the total liberation of the African continent. This means that he was fighting for the liberation of the African continent. Okay, thank you very much. Let me remind you that we are streaming on YouTube, and so you can watch us on YouTube. I see some of you are there watching us. Not some, actually. A good number of you are actually on YouTube watching us, and I see some messages, plenty messages actually coming in from YouTube as well. I think in my next round of reading, when I'm reading the next set of messages, I'd have to read them from YouTube. I see many of them. But let's move away from 21st September, I beg your pardon, and the significance of this day. Let's look at the balloting for the upcoming elections, and it makes for interesting reading. I didn't expect some of the choices that were made. I understand it is random. As to whether it was truly a random thing that was done there, I cannot say because I wasn't there. But I'm very much surprised with the choices that we have seen from this balloting. The main ones, the MPP represented by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is number 1. The NDC represented by John Dramani Mahama is number 8, or they are number 8, and the Afafranto, that is the Movement for Change, represented by Honorable Alan John Kojo Chairman, they are number 13, so they are the last on the ballot. And then, the rest are there. No disrespect to those of you that I haven't mentioned. Any of you are likely to win the elections. Ekiadonkwa is also number 3, I must say. Ekiadonkwa is number 3, interestingly. But I'm very surprised with the balloting. And a lot of allegations have been made that there was some swapping and all of that, that went on. But exactly what is the significance of where you are, the number? What is that significance? I know, numerologists would say many things about being number 1 or being number 8 or being number 13 and all of that. But what significance does it hold? Especially when I'm going to vote and I know that this is the person that I'm going to vote for. If the person is number 5 or number 3 or number 7, it shouldn't matter. As long as I see the person's face, I see their symbol. If I'm going to vote for the peacock, if I'm going to vote for a television set, I see if the symbol is a television set and I see that the television sets there, then I put there. So why the fuss? And why do we appear to be putting so much into getting a particular number when it comes to the balloting and then the Electoral Commission? Mr. Osu.
Ordinarily, your position on the ballot does not mean anything. So long as the people know the person that they are voting for and the symbol that the person uses, that should not be a problem. But you see, in this country, certain things are becoming a convention, and that is why people place so much emphasis on where one is positioned. And also we have quite a sizable number of illiterate population. Let me put it mildly, that if you don't take care, they don't normally follow political discourse. They are encouraged to vote either by their children or their relatives that this is my candidate. So to better make things very easy for them, then you tell them that, look, when you go to the ASEO. That was a very strategy the MPP used in 2000 when the research showed that quite a sizable number of the population did not really know how to vote and where to even vote. It worked for them. A number of them voted for Kufuor because it was very easy. When you go, the last person on the ballot, just vote for the person. They wouldn't look left or right. They went there and voted. And interestingly, my candidate, Alan Chamante, is now ASEO or item 13. When you are at the university or at the tertiary, you saw the significance of item 13. It was food. No program succeeded on various campuses without item 13. Once the program had item 13 as refreshment of food, the hall will be packed, and that is item 13. But unfortunately for the New Patriotic Party, anytime they are at number 1, they go to opposition. And that is the stark reality. In fact, they lose with number 1. Edugwai opened that page for the party in 1992 when he was number 1 and he lost to Jerry Rawlings. It became another mantra in 2008 when President candidate Akufo-Addo was number 1. You remember that number 1? No, before we could say Jack, the party was in opposition. So, and interestingly, he partnered Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in 2008 to contest that election. And they both took the party to opposition. Now, number 210, number 1, that is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has become number one, and they have gone in for the number one position, which is also ample testimony that the party is on this way to opposition for Alan to take over and, as it were, develop this country. You see, the way and manner the balloting was conducted, very shameful. It shows that we are not serious as a country. Did you watch how Evans Nimako picked the ballot? He is a friend.
I've seen bits of that.
But you see, we have to be serious. The Electoral Commission, they are running this whole show as though there is nothing at stake, as though we are doing primary elections. Evans was given that book containing the various papers, ballots to choose, as if he has been guided by those that did the wrapping, that there will be a particular one that is big. So he was given the thing, he was just shaking, looking into it to identify which one was big. He took one first, hid it in the palm, and took another one before his attention was drawn to it that, hey, you have to put one in there. Then there is also another video that clearly shows that Apalu was the one that picked the number one position. LBP chose picked number 5 position, and they swapped. But you see, when you do that, clearly you have swapped your destiny. I don't know why you think that in the wisdom of the Creator, the number 5 position that they were giving to you wasn't good. Look, the people of this country are hungry. That is a fundamental issue. So many young ones who are watching us this morning, they have finished school almost 10 years. They don't have any job to do. They wake up and what to eat is their headache. So that person doesn't care whether you are number 1 or number 3 or number 6 or number. What that person cares now is who is coming to take over the reins of governance and better my life. Finito. Look, another thing, I have never seen it anywhere before. I mean, you watch FIFA and then UEFA, they are balloting. When you pick the ballot, don't you show it. Yeah. Are you made to keep it so that we pick all the sheets and then all of us will show? What sort of balloting is that? If Evans Nimako had been made to show what he picked immediately, that confusion, there wouldn't have been any opportunity for Apalu to swap his position with the New Patriotic Party. But, I mean, hey, what is the significance of it? Wherever you are, if you have worked, Professor Mills had been in number 2 or so, he won. And Nana Akufo-Addo, the time he won, was, I think, the 10th position. Yes. And so, what is the big deal about being number 1? You get my point. And you see, this whole thing is also schemed against independent candidates. I mean, what is the sense in telling me that political parties would have to vote before independent candidates? I mean, what this country, are we okay? That individuals are wanting to lead this country. The same criteria used to assess the independent candidate is the same criteria used to assess the candidate contesting on the ticket of a political party. So on what basis do you tell me that, oh, you give preferential treatment, that political parties must vote first, then after, as if you are treating the independent candidates as second-class citizens? What from this logic? I don't get it. Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission took 100,000 from the independent candidates, each of them, and took the same 100,000 from the candidates representing the political parties. If you think they are second-class citizens, why didn't you take 10,000 citizens from them and then take 100,000 from the political party? This is the main reason why political parties in this country feel that they are on top of the world, they are above everyone, and they come to government and misbehave totally. But we have accepted the challenge as number 13. Asieho. Item 13, Obia Bedidi. That is the mantra. Why Alanes means Obia Bedidi, and it is not just Obia Bedidi by the words, it's Obia Bedidi exemplifying our GTP. What have we said? We have told the people of this country since 2006 that When the land becomes the president of the land, it's judged for the people, cash for the people. If you don't have job, you won't have cash. If you don't have cash, there is no food. And that is why item 13 is assured. If you go into our GTP, clearly we are saying that new agricultural revolution. It is only through agricultural revolution that food will be in abundance. Is that not the case? Are you not going to eat? As if Alan knew that it was going to be the item 13 of this show. So the new agricultural revolution is there. But I've heard people, NDC, MPP, going around trying to convince some of the political parties to drop so that people do not get, because we have started with our item 13, then it becomes another matter that we don't get a 13th position. Maybe we push to what from this.
So it could change.
Yeah, they are talking to somebody. But for instance, I don't know why Electoral must be in. Hey, don't face it. What is Electoral business on the ballot? No, we don't have to mince words here. What is Electoral business on the ballot?
She was asked. So she was given the number 10 and she was asked to show it.
She doesn't even know what the hell is it. Because she has been sponsored by the New Patriotic Party to go and do damage. I am telling you, say, how can I say it? You think we are here for jokes, eh? Look, Electoral would ordinarily find it very difficult to raise 20,000. She found 100,000 to go and fight in this country. Because of the New Patriotic Party. And you know why they want to, why they need a crowd in this equation? When they go to IPAC meeting and it's a crunch, then she has an opportunity to speak. Then they call a crowd. Express yourself. And MPP and the Electoral Commission that is what the Piadonko is going to do.
Please, the language.
I will draw that one.
The language, thank you.
I will draw, take back my question. But that is what she is going to do anyway. So, truly, this country, we have to raise the bar. We have to, as a matter of fact, it doesn't present us as a country that is serious to dealing with our problems. You can go through the list, and not just Equadonco. A lot of them, you see, Equadonco qualified, but Bernard Mona was disqualified. How can you convince me that Equadonco qualified to contest, but Bernard Mona could not qualify? So we need to revisit. It should be part of our electoral reforms. Where the country is going, the direction that we are going to, people are losing faith in the political establishment, particularly the political parties. The two political parties, after almost 32 years, where the developmental needs of our country is and what they are offering is not endangering any confidence in them. So people have lost so much confidence in these parties, for which reason they want to see a third force. They want to see that individual that will bring all sides together. I mean, that is what this country needs. Dr. Aye is good. Why must he be out of government because he belongs to a political party? Frank is good. Why must he be out of government? Why must he not have a place in government because he belongs to a political party and his party is in opposition? Is that how you build a country? Whereas if you were to put him in a position, his performance can save all of us that trouble. Now, yeah, you go and vote for NDC, you vote for MPP. Look, when MPP came, go and check all those that are NADMO coordinators. Every district or constituency, the constituency organizer is a NADMO person there. Whether or not the person has any experience in disaster management. Yeah. Is that how you build a country? All the regional NADMO coordinators are the regional organizers. So there is no opportunity for professionals to even have a place in there. And that is the more reason why as a country you need that independent-minded candidate like Alan Donkojo Chomati to come and bring all the expertise. This can never happen in Singapore. It can never, they can't even, because you see, the whole thing is about governance, it's about the country, it's not about political party. We are not building a political party, we are building a country. When Ken Oforiatta together with this government mismanaged this economy, has the effect not affected all of this? That is why I'm even very surprised that the IEA is saying they are going to organize a debate. Because in the IEA, I know Justice Ofayakufu is there. Is that not the case? Was Justice Ofayakufu not one of those that picketed at the Ministry of Finance?
Yes.
Demanding for her money, her invested money.
Yeah.
So if Justice Ofayakufu, you are being hit by the economy, what debate again do you need? What, you don't need any other argument. You don't need any sweet-tongued person to come and convince the general people. You yourself, you are a victim of the bad governance of these people. So you don't create that impression that, oh, when the debate, things will change. In fact, you must debate Dr. Mamuya to explain to you why, as someone that has worked so hard for this country, and you decided to borrow your money to the state by way of buying government bonds, you were given a haircut, for which reason you had to pick it. That is all to it. The debate is not going to solve any problem. And so I would entreat the young men and women of this country, across the political divide, both NDC, MPPC, everyone, that we have tried these two political parties. I myself was once an MPP person when it was the New Patriotic Party, until they metamorphosed into Nana People's Party. I realized that it is not enough that we will keep all our good brains out of government and then let people, because of their vociferous nature, occupy sensitive positions. If we had opened our company, do you think these are the best people who should man it? Look at this sports minister. For the first time, the shame he has brought to this country, together with the government. And we are even going to Togo to go and beg them. They say they won't give us their stadium. So now we risk not having a place to play our match. And you come and tell us, Frank, you come and tell us another good father has done well. Don't come and ridicule yourself. When they ask you to come and say something, you also know that you are representing a family, you are representing a school that you attended, you are representing maybe a church, so that you speak something that would let people understand that, hey, you are not following just for following sake. For the first time, you have about 5 stadiums in this country, none of it can host international match. Meanwhile, we have expended $249 million on just all African games. Lagos Stadium. You know how much we expended? After it has been 75-80% completed, your Minister of Youth and Sports said he expended $34 million on completing it. Hey, how did we get here? And we are here defending this party. Hey, Akufo-Addo is the worst president that this country can do. He is the worst. In fact, I would never wish the last time. That is why I left, because he was the most serious president I've ever done. That's not true. The last time I woke up early in the morning, I will conclude with this. I never knew. All of a sudden, my daughter was walking around me. All of a sudden, she told me that this country is a scam. I couldn't believe. So we were going, I was trying to think, to ask Rama, why do you think this country is a scam? So no, Daddy, nothing makes sense. That time, this $50 million for food, had come. She was just a JHS girl. She was using calculator to calculate 16 times 50. But what did they eat?
For 18 days, you know.
It's a complete scam.
3,000 athletes, yeah.
And you are supporting this, and this is what you say we should allow you to break the age so that you continue with this nonsense. How? Right. We cannot be doing that to ourselves.
Right.
I'm very disappointed.
Mr. Frankie Japan would next share his thoughts with us. But let me read a few YouTube messages. Alasan Tahiru says, good morning, bless. So why won't you allow the NDC guy and Solomon to rebut the false claims the MPP propagandists spewed? The host should not give room for the MPP guy to peddle falsehood on the program. Okay, I've heard you. Nana Akusia says, good morning, bless. Good morning to you. Umaru Bundu says, I'm Umaru Bundu from Freetown in Sierra Leone. It's like you people are not hailing Kwame Nkrumah enough. I'm trying to name a drive in my area as Nkrumah Drive. Okay. Okay. Unbreakable says you have been in power for 8 years and you are still mentioning NDC. Okay. Okay. Ghana cannot continue suffering from these two political parties, the NPP and NDC, let's change our mind small to vote for Honorable Alan John Kwejo, Chairman, Think Movement for Change leader. Greetings to Mr. Solomon. Greetings to you as well. And many thanks for doing the watching. Okay. Right. Okay. Right, interesting comments there coming from YouTube. But many thanks to you for holding it down. Let me now come to Mr. Frankie Japon to also tell us what he makes of the. No, I'll come to you finally. What he makes of the MPP's #1 position on the ballot, and if it actually means anything.
Okay, thank you. I want to say this, and I want to use the opportunity to greet Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and again the MPP, and I do Kwejo. In fact, for us to have that #1, it clearly shows that yes, indeed, we are in the 4th victory of this country, and we are going to break the 8, as we have said it already before. For us, there was no exchange of numbers. Why my senior brother was being indicating in this platform that was someone exchange, Galin Mako exchange his number to Apalu or whatever. You know, in terms of this country, when it comes to issues like this, I wish you have this video and you watch it very carefully. While I'm sitting here, within the conversation, I can have a discussion with my junior brother. That does not mean that on that topic that we are discussing, I want to deviate from Galid Mako and Apalu, where Apalu was sitting. There was a discussion, but there was no exchange of ballot. And I can clearly tell my brother that if it was an exchange of ballot, does it mean it's an election? Is it election results? If what is being admitted, if there was an exchange of numbers, is it finally shows that there's an election result that clearly allowed the MPP to win election?
No, I don't get a point. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that if you are saying there was a change of numbers, right? Does it show that the MPP have won the election?
No, so was there a change of numbers?
No, there was nothing like that. I think you need to go and watch the video clearly.
No, but I agree with you when you said that as soon as you take your number, show it.
Yeah, absolutely. What is
like you take it and then you show it. Then if you are number 7, we see you are number 7.
Part of the strategy. They have
I mean, I think the EC did not do well with that.
It's part of it.
I think
there should be an instruction that whoever takes this number should show it.
Premeditated something.
It was not premeditated. And we need to be very careful because today you are saying Gary Nimako exchange his number.
Gary Evans Nimako. I am mentioning Evans Nimako.
Gary Evans Nimako have changed his number.
There is no Gary in there.
Evans Nimako.
Yes.
Have changed his number to
yes.
Palu.
Yes.
That's what you are saying.
But I've said that you think what do you think I'm saying?
Let me continue making my point. I want to say to my brother and every Ghanaian that yes, indeed, the MPP is on its course. The ballot does not show that yes, we have done everything or to win power. The ordinary Ghanaians are going to vote for the MPP because of their policies, because of what Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has given within their 8 years of administration. That's what matters most for us. If the NDC has secured 8, the what do you call Alan to maintain 13. In fact, that's not part of our business. Our business is to break the 8. Yes, our business today is to break the 8. Our business to marketing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to the people of this country, to tell them that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is at #1. So it is very important for every single Ghanaian to know that at #1, the elephant and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is there, and they need to go and vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. In fact, my brother was talking about agriculture. You know, just recently, under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you know the price of cocoa. You know, it's almost 3K per bag. Under the leadership of the past government, how much was cocoa? How much was cocoa? So,
Frank, I'm very surprised at what you're saying this morning.
But wait. You made your point, so allow me to
allow you.
Allow me to make my point, because you know I do not interact on your point, and you know, don't give me eyeball. I'm speaking the truth to you, and you understand. You people were in the MPP, yes. Alan Kojo Tramanti was a trade minister in the MPP.
Yes.
So can you tell me?
Yes.
When Alan was in the party.
Yes.
He knows that the government was doing certain things was not good, and he didn't speak about it.
But who said he didn't speak about it?
What and what can you confirm to us?
Are you going to give your time to me so that I tell you?
No.
Well, you give me the time.
We have just 1 moment.
So, all what I want to say is that we are on course, and we are ready to win or break the 8. Fantastic. Under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And let me give this one into the NDC. And some people who feels that, yes, indeed, they can bully us in this election. We have seen this kind of arrogancy and this, what you call, I don't know if I should call it Langalism group of people who took the street upon their hand, trying to destroy certain things because, oh, the country is going back forward. No, let me tell you, this government have done a lot. Today, whilst you are sitting here, I can tell you that under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the government have done a lot, and we need to give Bawumia. Bawumia have said a lot about his policies. And you know, schooling system, and also how he's going to improve our education system, how he's going to improve the health system, and how he's going to also improve the digitalization system under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So there will be a need for every single Ghanaian to also give the norm to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia December 7 and go and vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so that we can break the 8 and continue the good deeds of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Right. Thank you very much, Frankie Japong of the New Patriotic Party. Sammy?
Yes, so I'll use part of my time to completely dismiss all the erroneous, outrageous falsehoods peddled by my senior brother Frank here. And I regret to call him my senior brother because of the things he has said. You see, policy, he mentioned that the NDC has not done any policy. You see, policy is not sloganeering. The fact that you name a policy with a slogan doesn't mean that policy makes sense or it is working. Can you tell me the state of one factory? Please. Please. I don't like to interject. That's why I want please keep quiet. When you're talking, I kept quiet. No, don't even utter a word. What is the state of planting for food and jobs? Today, the great minister is telling us that there is food shortage. After over 2 billion Ghana cedis has been invested into that program. Is that a policy? It is a useless venture because it does not make any sense to invest more than 2 billion cedis into a program that will make sure that there is food shortage in Ghana. Other regimes did not do that. They use other ingenious measures of making sure that our food basket is full. They didn't invest 2 billion. It was an agenda to launder money for party food soldiers and party people and government functionaries to chop money. And the result is that there is food shortage. What is the state of one village, one dam today? The minister in charge of that program told us that how can you build a meaningful dam with 250,000 cedis? Is this a policy? President Mahama didn't name a policy one village, one dam, but he did Tamne Dam. MPP went and fetched water from that dam. He didn't name one village, one dam, but he made sure that there was a dam built for irrigation. Now, let me educate you. The biggest social intervention policy in Ghana was done under an NDC regime in 1996 under Rawlings. It was rolled out in Nkrumah. CHIPS program. Do you know CHIPS? Do you know CHIPS? It was that program that made sure that every child in Ghana is given a system where you'll be vaccinated, you'll be immunized. Don't you see community health nurses roaming about in our houses giving polio medication to children? How do you think that program came about? In 1996, if you don't know, let me tell you, I don't know whether you are giving birth. Your child has benefited from CHIPS. Go and ask your party people. It was done under an NDC regime. Do you know Get Fund? There are people in your family that have benefited from Get Fund. It was done under an NDC regime. If you don't know, let me tell you. Where did District Assembly Common Fund come from? Is it not a social intervention program? Is it not a policy? Was it not an NDC regime that brought it? Let me read for you. Say you said we don't have policies. Let me read for you a publication from your own minority spokesperson on health under Kufuor's regime. Kufuor's brother Kufuor. When the issue of this is in 2000, when the issue of health insurance came about, I'm reading it to you for your hearing and for your education. Pan Africa is a very big platform, so when you come and sit on it, please. Adu Kufuor said government must accept useful minority suggestions. Please, are you listening to me? When the modalities for the single national health insurance policy came, Adu Kufuor, who was MPP spokesperson on health in parliament, he said the position of the minority, which has now been vindicated, is that a view of the high dependency ratio, high levels of unemployment, and large percentage of people living below the poverty line, it is more appropriate to encourage private insurance schemes. When the NDC was rolling out the single health insurance policy, they were opposing it. Now they are telling us that they implemented health insurance. Do you know that the free maternity health care for women, it was started under the mutual health insurance scheme by Kufuor for only 6 months? It was John Mahama in the NDC that came and made it forever. That please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Go and read the National Health Insurance at 2012. If you don't know, let me tell you. This is a big platform, so when you come and sit here, you have to be factual. Don't come. Please. When I'm talking, keep quiet. When you're talking, I give you that respect. So please keep quiet and let me talk. Was it not the same health insurance that made sure that there is free health care for people with mental conditions? Who brought in that? Was it not under an NDC regime? Was it not the same health insurance that stated that people about 70 years will have free health care? So when you talk about policy, you people should keep quiet. It's not sloganeering. It was an NDC. Why? The rural electrification program was not done under Rawlings. That makes sure that Ghana's electricity coverage was expanded even to the northern sector. As for MPP, their definition of policy is free. If it's not free, it's not a policy. That's the logic of the MPP. Why? Under John Mahama, what didn't we do Pong Water Project? Mampo Water. There are villages in Ghana that people have to share the same river source of water with animals. We made it a policy to increase water coverage in Ghana. Increase water coverage by 110 million gallons of water a day to the people of Ghana. Through the Pong Water Project, the Mampo Water Project, the Teshi Desalination Project, the Kumewu Water Project, the 5-star Water Project. So please, when you come and sit on TV, don't just mention or say what they have told you to say, like my senior brother Solomon said. Respect the people you are speaking to. Honor them with the intelligence that you have. Don't come and sit here. No, please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. I'm mentioning facts. I'm not mentioning. Who doesn't know that there is food shortage in Ghana?
But the minister said it. The minister.
Are you more credible than the minister? So please, he mentioned doom so. You see, MPP. I've always said it on many platforms that if you take lies and politics out of lies and dishonesty out of politics, MPP will collapse. He mentioned doom so. Your party in 2007 when doom so started, Kufuor paraded pastors from Apeja, Suhum, Tolong, Sandema to go to Akosomo to go and pray so that there will be more rains, so that we'll get more energy. They didn't provide any tangible solution about Dumso, about energy crisis in Ghana. It was John Mahama who took the bull by its horn and make sure that we have more power in Ghana. Your own people say HEADMAN Sabosu. Baumia went and sat in the studio in March 2016 and told the whole country that John Mahama solved Dumso, but will not upload him because he kept long. Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet when I'm talking.
I'll give you some 2 minutes.
I don't like it. I don't like people who lie. So please keep quiet and let me talk.
You want to give him
If you think you have done what has your party done about this? Have they added 1 kilowatt? If you think that it is not generational, go and put out Ameri and car power, and we'll see in this country whether will not be in Dumso. They lie too much. When you are sitting on TV, you have to be honest with the people. You keep on lying. Why? Have they added 1 kilo? They said it's financial. Am I lying? It's financial. It was financial cause of finances were the reason why we're having Dumso in 2016. So now it's not finance. Go and put out Ameri plant and car power and a trouble gas plant, and let's see whether Ghanaians will not be in Dumso. So please, your party only paraded pastors to go and pray. That was your solution to Dumso. So please, it should never come out of the mouth of any MPP about Dumso. You know next to nothing about it. Today, do you know that the money John Mahama left them in Esla to buy fuel? They have given the money to SML. And so there's no money to buy. Now, please, keep quiet. No, please.
I'll give you time. I said we agreed. I'll give you time.
We are educating.
Mr. Frank,
we are educating.
Mr. Japon. I'll give you time to rebut.
Please keep quiet when you're talking. Did I ask you any question? Please keep quiet. John Mahama created Energy Sector Levy Act, which has accrued over 18 billion from up to now for this MPP regime. They have taken that money and given it to SNO, a company that is not doing anything about energy. And so there is no money. That was why we had Dumso. Today they are borrowing fuel on credit for an NDC regime in 2025 to come and pay the debt. That is how useless your government is. So please, why you can't sit on TV? You have to be very circumspect about the things you say, because this is a very learned platform. Now let's go to the issue you mentioned. Look, the people of Ghana have been so embarrassed. They have come under an intense level of mismanagement and bad governance. Okay? No matter your position on the ballot paper, the people of Ghana know who they want to vote for. The fact that you are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 doesn't mean that the ordinary Ghanaian who has lost his money through domestic debt exchange program will vote for you because you are number 1 or number 2. They know who they want to vote for. Okay? So you can put in all the shenanigans you want to get number 1. Why? Akufo did not lose with number 1 in 2008. Did anyone not lose with number 1 in 1992? So what are you talking about? So please, the NDC will continuously be relentless in our effort to make sure the right thing is done. John Mahama is number 8. Do you know there's a video on social media? An old lady about 70 years, she said that if they like, they can go and put John Mahama on number 40, we'll still vote for him. Because they know John Mahama. And they know the NDC umbrella, they know the flag. The NDC umbrella, they know the umbrella, they know the flag, they know John Mahama. They know John Mahama is number 8. You choose 8 to break the 8. Everybody knows that. So you can break the whole system. Why? You can populate the whole Electoral Commission with MPP founders. Like, MPP will still lose. Apiahene, an MPP propagandist. Bosman Asari, an MPP full soldier. Jimensa, MPP full soldier. You can populate all of them. You can even populate the Electoral Commission with MPP constituency chairman. You will lose the 2024 election because your existence as a government for the past 8 years has been the most useless, the most shambolic regime ever. You have borrowed more than every government from 1957. But you cannot even come forward for a sector by sector analysis. The little the NDC had in the last 8 years We can have a sector by sector debate with you and show that we did better with the little we had, like the more you have had. 1 million people have lost their money through domestic debt exchange program to a tune of 61 billion. And you say what? You are happy about it. People of Ghana should look at this and vote for you. Students in Ghana. Oh, please, let's be serious. Let's be serious in this country. Ghanaians don't wash their face from down.
Right.
They know what is right for them. And
right.
They know that the MPP, Baumia, a man who is running away from his own responsibility. When President Kufuor was standing in Santa Maria saying Baumia is the one managing the economy, Frank, where were you? He said Baumia is the one in charge of Ghana's economy. On countless occasions, in 2018, his State of Nations address, he said Baumia is doing well. And Baumia himself went and put it on his campaign platform that he's the one in charge of Ghana's economic management. So today, because the economy has failed, because you have plunged Ghanaians into trouble, you are running away. And we should give you more responsibility as a president. You cannot even carry twig. How can you carry timber? Vice President, economic management, manage. You find the whole country. How is that possible? So today, when we vote for you as a president, then you come and tell us that the economy has deteriorated the more. We should go and ask your vice president because he is the head of economic management. That is Baumia's logic. So if he becomes a president today, you cannot go and ask him about the economy because he will tell you that his vice president is the head of economy. And that is the MPP's
Thank you very much, Samia.
So please,
right.
I don't come and waste our years on this.
Right. Thank you very much, Samia, for your time. Good morning. Bless special Nkrumah's Day greetings to you and your panelists, Solomon, Dr. Aye, and Frank. I'm very hopeful that the NDC will appoint Solo and Lawyer Pia Dankwa in the effort to reclaim and reset Ghana. Right. Thank you very much for your message. Good morning, host. Point of order. UEW was established by Rawlings in September 1992 as a university college under PNDC Law 322. Of course, the site of UEW used... this part of your message is not so clear, Mr. Ken Williams. If you can restructure that and send to me, I'll be glad. Okay. Bless, did you take a careful look at proceedings during the balloting? There was this man standing directly behind the one who conducted the ballot, dressed in a smock. What was his role? You'll understand that this ballot was pre-planned because that gentleman did something unusual. Certain very important rules should have been laid. Everyone entering that hall should have been searched, including the EC officers, in order to build trust. And finally, after picking a ballot, it should be open to show to the public before the next one picks theirs. Anyway, my conclusion is that we will continue to suspect the EC. From Harrison in Tamale. Thank you, Harrison, for your message. Good morning, Bless. Kindly give the NDC man a handshake for me for educating the MPP man. He has increased my appetite this morning. Francis Manangwe from Saboba in the northern region. Thank you, Francis. John Paul says, good morning, Bless. My regards to your guests, more particularly Comrade Sami. 2024 elections is a done deal for GM and the NDC, and our code to activate this victory is nothing else but the number 8. The MPP really have failed in fighting for the welfare of Ghanaians. We must show them the door. Seidu John Paul, former SRC president, Tamale Technical University. Thank you for your message. Okay. Bless, the MPP man saying that the NDC rep would have been a baby or not born during the Kufuor era is below the belt. What does age have to do with discussion? What was his age and during the time Nkrumah was overthrown in 1966? I can say without an iota of doubt that he was not born. But okay, all right, okay. Thank you so much for your message. Very well understood. Good morning, Bless, and your panelists. Talking about the position on the ballot, please let the MPP know that they were able to hijack number 1, but that shouldn't be the case in the political game. But I can assure them, if the ballot is turned upside down, they will be doomed forever. Thus, the first shall be the last. And as for the number 8, will still maintain its position. As 8, they should know that. My greetings to my boss, HE-elect Elijah Kwame Usudan. So, name Prof. Hales Martin Amevo, Progressive Forces, Lakeside Community 1. Thank you, Prof. Hales, for your message. No one is told to see tomorrow, and no one is rich enough to buy yesterday. It's only by God's grace to be alive today. So Akufo-Addo and NPP government should consider all these before acting this way. You will by all means account for your actions and inactions one day. From James K. Saba. Thank you, James K. Saba, for your message. Good morning, blessed greetings to you and your panelists this morning. Nkrumah left behind legacies that no matter what we do or say, it can never be erased. His imprints are on our hearts. Nkrumah never dies. Evans Ayaribila sent this from Zebila in Boku West in the Upper East region. Thank you for your message. Good morning, host. Free education for universities started under Nkrumah, which Akufo-Addo enjoyed. Free education with allowances and paid study leave was provided by Rollins for teachers and nurses, which I enjoyed personally. Another social intervention by NDC is the Get Fund to fund educational facilities and scholarships for brilliant but needy students in Ghana. Pa Willie sent this one. Thank you, Pa Willie, for your message. I'll read two more. Good morning. My little advice to the youth of Ghana. Now, our youth president is here in the person of Alan John Kojo Chairman. Movement for Change is making history this year. Fan of form, Ghana will rise again. My name is Sir Mandela Ahafu King. I say thank you, Sir Mandela, for your message. You seem to be very committed to the movement for change. He has Alan Chairman and Kwame Busudanso's picture.
Yes,
that's his profile picture. Good morning, blessing to your fantastic panelists. Tell Solomon that his revelation this morning, specifically about the recent balloting for the presidential positions, is food for thought. This is one of his former party machinations, which he will never reveal if he was with the MPP. Continue with this, and we will support you. Okay, thank you so much for the message. Our time is up, unfortunately. I wanted to give each of you 2 minutes, but my time is up. It's already 10 a.m. I need to make way for the next program. But I want to thank you so much, Mr. Frankie Japan, for honoring our invitation. Also to you, Dr. Sami Ayo of the National Democratic Congress, and Solomon Owusu, who is a regular, especially on Mondays, here on the show. And to you, our cherished viewers, it's a holiday, but tomorrow you'd return to work. Let me encourage you to attack the rest of the week with vim. Your goals and aspirations are still very valid. Make sure that you do what is right, and I'm sure that whatever you have set in your sight, you are going to achieve them. I'll catch you tomorrow on the newspaper review segment of Good Morning Africa. Do have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.